So, development of Steles. Basically, Steles was introduced in 1.44 Island Moon. Basically, this was when Moon just came out, I believe. Like 185, the decap from 170 to 185. Steles were like back then a bit interesting because they were really hard to do with the amount of masteries the equipment had compared to now. So basically, we now have like double the damage compared to then. Even HP and resistances, we have higher durability. So the thing that they want to do here, basically, this is just a definition. Like series is just actually an interactive element. We activate it to increase the difficulty of the dungeon and the boss and the loot. So technically, they have changed over the years, and they want like to make it simple and clear, but also like make it like deep around the levels. So the concept, it would be like you. Let's talk about currently. We have just like three steles. You see, each one has their own machine. It explains the effect. Usually, like it's hard to control. Like even if you want like to deactivate or activate others, it's hard. But this one, it's much easier. You just open, like click on one icon, which is this one, and you see like the three levels of difficulty. You can basically choose like one, maybe like one here, one here, one here, two or three. The combination shows, and there is like a cumulative difficulty. So we have like three levels, like for two levels, one level, and each level here unlocks a level of rewards. So all the items here are just demo. Technically, it won't be like this, um, but let's go through it. So all the difficulty modifiers will be accessed by here. So 1, 2, 3. I don't know why they mentioned if you are ever inclined to do a fight with a difficulty of 10. I'm not sure if they will have like 10 options. So here is what will happen. Each in each row we will have two fixed rewards. So those fixed rewards are there no matter what. Just activate one level, you get these activated by default. Salutel, hello. We're going through this for YouTube and all of that. Two, two, two rewards are like guaranteed fixed. You always like have them unlocked. This just adds the rewards into the drop table of the boss in fight itself. So each selection we have like a selection option. Now we just chose five, but this is not final, I believe. We have like only five options or more or less. You can choose like one of each row. So let's say like you activated just one steely, you will get like two rewards added automatically, fixed, and we will have like one of selected for free. You just can choose like whatever you want. So you activate the steely with just like one scalp, thirster scalp. I forgot the name in English. Just click on it and you activate the whole thing so you can have access here. But the rest are just, you can activate one, two, three. Then you can select like one each here. If you want like to select more, for now it's powder. You just pay more powder if you want more choice. Maybe like let's say you have more prospecting, you have more boss mat drops, you have some sublimations here. Let's say some sublimations went on the fixed rewards. They are here. You can choose them and they get added with extra powder. But basically, we see here, I believe, the max reward. So let's say like a headgear. It's here shown in mythical. Let's say like it's a sublimation in legendary. Clicking on it unlocks legendary, mythical, and rare. So all the rarity versions. So that's what it does. So the table of selectable rewards. Here is the interesting part. This, amongst the dungeon itself, it will be shuffled each month. Each dungeon, let's say they have their own set of rewards. Each month, they get shuffled around. So let's talk about um, like just what we see here. let's say like this one was slow influence. So on this month, it's on the second level. You need to activate two Steles for it to actually be part of the rewards. But let's say the next month, it could be here on the first level. So you only need one Stele to get the reward, to access for the reward. Some month it could be on the third level. So it could be accessed here. I will try to say my thoughts also like during this. This is really good, really positive, because it means if you are mastering like the three levels of difficulty, you master the dungeon, you get the rewards every month, no matter what. But let's say like you just mastered the dungeon partially, some month you will get rewarded with what you want, with what you want. Maybe some month not, some month it's still like you have to do three, but some month things will be like in one level. Let's say like in Moon, we have visibility. Visibility in one stele it's alright, not that bad. Especially like the one aligned. If you are aligned and no stabilization or anything, maybe it can be like done on stasis 2, no problem. You drop the visibility too. But with three steles, it's extreme. So that's kind of like add a more like not introduction. It's kind of like introduction to the steles. It's more accessible. This is it. More accessible. And they said like um, um, let's say like the rewards for intervention studies. This is a concerns only like normal studies, not intervention studies. Intervention studies will maybe stay like with whatever is going now. Maybe they will change it. It's not like really final. They want to work on this normal studies first. So the rewards, we will have fixed rewards. Always, you should have wisdom, prospecting. Yeah, thirster scalp. Yes, you always need one thirster scalp. You activate it for the whole thing. So activate. So you just activate it like this. You activate it, and then you can open the menu, choose whatever you want, move things, add powder, and all of that. So in kind of like it's not expensive, and you have like more control on what you get. You have to pay powder too. So like on here in the fixed point, we will always like have fixed as like window prospecting bonus and necromic resources. Wisdom and prospecting bonus, I believe this is the most OP part of the Steles. This is what a lot of people don't really realize how strong. If you do a dungeon with 6 Steles compared to a dungeon with no Steles, there is like a huge difference. I saw it with my own eyes. I saw like the drops. It's a whole other world. It's really a big boost to the drops. Basically, it's like running the dungeon twice or sometimes three times, like if you have the full 200. But if you don't have full 200, you get like only just 60, 40 prospecting, and then you get nothing. Necromic resources will be used in Steles, sublimations that we will be talking about. So the selectable rewards, it will include boss resources, equipment, sublimations, tokens, extra prospecting bonuses, transmutation, and so on. Boss rewards, the boss resources. I love this one. I remember back then they used to drop like multiple boss resources. Let's say like now you want to go and get like a lot of boss resources of certain monster. You only like drop one per character, so at maximum six. But now this, let's say like it increases by one or two, so you go from getting like six at max to maybe 12, 18, or even more if you do this daily. So it's a lot more resources. So the time spent will be a lot worth. Equipment is good. The more we have on the drop table, the more chance we have to actually drop things. Sublimations we already do. Tokens depends. Tokens, I think they are like really good in the very beginning. Like when you are starting a new in the bracket, they are like the most useful. But otherwise, they are good also like tokens for relic and epic. I mean, just relic fragments. They are good for the boss resources. Let's say like there is some boss that you don't want to farm, just get the tokens, easy. And also sometimes equipments to upgrade, like for 230 especially, it's the most useful to have tokens. Maybe 215 too, because it's much harder to get the item you want. Extra prospecting bonuses. This is really good for like mid game. For because prospecting now depends on your level. If you go at level like 80, I think you just have like 10 as base prospecting. With let's say 140, you have like 20, so you have some extra. This will helps maximize the prospecting. Transmutation are fine. If you can like, but probably transmutation won't be useful on low level. But I would say like starting from 200 to 230, this is the best. And so on. I don't know what's so on, so it will be interested. So there will be like a lot of more rewards. Accessibility. So to recap this, they have decided to make the Steles competitive mode. So ALS level adjusted, modulated as we say also, ALS only. So the rewards will be like basically special, extra addition to what we can drop now. People who maximize the mastery of certain dungeons, who like certain dungeon, they can increase the difficulty of the dungeon, learn it more, and get more rewarded. Also, this would revive the brackets. Let's say like 140. Let's say some dungeons have some really nice sublimations. Then you go get modulated. You start like getting a build. People would want to buy gear from there. People would sell gear. Things will start like moving a little bit more. It will be like more trading. Like brackets now, Wakfu goes from like a linear, like a triangle to to more like stabilized tower. So this is let me just get paint. I learned some tricks, so we'll have to just use this. Let me see. We're going to do it like that. Yeah, I don't know how to do it, but it's my first time doing this, but I will see. So Wakfu now, paint, yes. So Wakfu now, I can't even see. Let me see. So now, Wakfu, you have like it's like this. You have you have. Let me just put 200 plus plus ultimate bosses, two dungeons in 170. So Zelorium. So we have Wakfu like this. So usually you would skip like from level 0 to 200. Usually like the most efficient part is you go like from here. Whatever like gear you get like at 80, just trash, you just destroy it. And you start like moving to 140, and you get like 170. You get like rid of these. You just get rid of them, get rid of them, get rid of them, and you have like the end game. The thing with now with Wakfu, if you have a 200 build, even 200 build, you can just like come back down and basically control everything. Not control everything, but you have access to everything. There is nothing special anymore, except like the ultimate bosses. Even Zelorium is not that interesting. This is just maybe like you do the build. So 200 plus, if you have like modulated builds for your ultimate bosses, I mentioned Zelorium, but it's not that interesting. But basically, you can dominate everything. Yeah, ultimate bosses is the part of modulated. So technically, it's reach out to 200 plus, and ultimate bosses are like the thing that really shapes Wakfu now. So it's kind of like vertical progression. So if you're starting like from zero, you go like this. Like once you reach to the top, usually like what's advised now, once you reach like to the top, then like you do what I mentioned. Like you just come back to this. You just do it for fun, like as a hobby. But in 184 with the Steles, basically Wakfu becomes like this. Let's say like 200 and I will mention it, but technically it would be like some will be like wider than others, but it will be like divided, a lot more divided. So you can like go from 0 to 230. My typing is bad. 230, like 0. Let's say with the Steles it would be like actually 110, because 110 and 125 builds can be like used close by. It's good. So you have like 140, 155, 170, etc., etc., etc. So once you reach like for here, like just like you go there, you basically maximize like everything. You maximize like everything. Once you go here, you have control over everything. Basically, you can do whatever everything and get access to all the rewards, almost all except of the stones in ultimate boss drops. But here with 185, if you have like end game build, let's say like you have end game build, you have access still to most of these. Say like you have 230 build, you have access like to maybe, let's just like divide this like just gear, base gear, like base gear. Ah, there is no giveaway. Sorry, I forgot to do that. I forgot to remove that. There is no giveaway today. Sorry, forgot to do that. Uh, oh, this is a bad thing. For YouTube watchers, I'm sorry about this. I'm doing this like live on Twitch, so it's there. Okay, we removed the reminder. So we have like the base gear. So 230 build only gives you access like to these, right? You have to the base gear. But with the new update, like actually just you have this, these, like the next step, which is like maybe sublimations, like sublimations, and then let's say like other rewards, including like the tokens and all of that. So to have access to this, you only need like this build on this bracket to have access to all of these. So you see, like maybe in some brackets, you would have only access to this part, the base gear, the base drops. To have like more, you would actually need to progress horizontally. You see, like you get your build, you can like farm one stele of the sublimation, two stele, three steles, and you get like more drops. You see, it becomes horizontal. Now it's not horizontal full 100%. There is like horizontal part where you can like move through like the 80, just stay there, but it's more efficient to be max and go back to this. But now it would be horizontal, in which means like in every bracket it would be its own line, its own like its own dimension of the game. It can be accessed by everyone, like lower level should just level up and reach the base and then move across the bracket itself, like get more gear, get more tokens, learn the dungeons mechanics more, and advance into the bracket itself. So it's not from now we have 0 to 230, but there it will be like, let's say like 0 to 230, but in each bracket it will be its own thing, at least with the ones that get in the steelies. So 140 it will be accessed by anyone, but in itself it's a whole other world. So there would be like people that actually know, just go do the dungeon, that's it, kill it. Sorry, just go kill the dungeon. There will be people that know how to do the stelies, people that will be like fully optimized, people that will be like half optimized. You see, it will be like a whole other world. It will be like the game will go like from being a pyramid ruled by the top. Technically it's not like that, but mostly it is. Like if I am with just the level 200 optimized build, I can go destroy other dungeons. I saw it with my eyes. uh Present Zilarium dungeon with 170 gear, it takes me like 20 minutes to do like S3 to Steles. Just like geared well enough. But with my 200 builds, they weren't like even complete. Just takes me like 6 minutes killing the boss S3. S4 it takes me like 8 minutes, and I get access to the same reward. So you see that issue. Like I have with just end game builds, you have access to the whole bracket, except the ultimate bosses. That was the only thing that you couldn't access. So you had like only like just one small part like here, just one small line of ultimate bosses that you needed to move on. But now it's a whole other world. It's technically like you see like this pyramid. Some chunks were like removed from this part and added like here, but some other parts will be like the same part but added addition levels. Like 140 will be the same as now. Like if you have 200 bits, you go there, destroy the dungeon. You want just gear, you get it. Resources, you get it. You want the extra sublimation, you have to work for it. That's that's how I want it. So it will be like new content from if I don't remember correctly, if I don't misremember things, it will be like from 125 to 215. Uh, we will check later and we talk about this in game because I have like some advice on how to handle this change because it needs a mentality change. Um, but basically we have at least I'm not sure of 125, but I know 140 it's for sure. 140, 155, 170, 185 kind of, 200 kind of, because we have like already steady, 215. So we have at least 6 brackets fully like developed. And we have new sublimations, we talk about them. Content rebalance, we will be reworking the dungeons, kind of rebalance them a little bit. And rifts, bonuses, artifacts, and difficulty will be reworked too. We have some really frequently asked questions, but I don't think it's needed to mention. I will just see if there is something I can see. Okay. So there is nothing that I can't mention. So we go into the change log. The change log is the big part. So some transition are missing. Not all of the things are mentioned. But currently in the beta, we have part of the update. We have the new Steles. We have access to some emblem. That's fine. We have some dungeons mentioned. Basically, if you want like to read them, go through them one by one. We'll leave the link somewhere down below or in chat. Just copy paste it in chat. I won't really go through the mechanics one by one. This maybe deserves like a whole like stream or maybe a whole video. I don't know, where I can talk about the current mechanics and future mechanics. That's something I shouldn't really mention. Um, but currently we don't have like the rewards of the series yet, so it's there. Other changes that will happen. So basically the battles. This is not something I interested in. We will have uh, we will have now access to see like in the chat. You see in the log if you are going to it from the back, from the face, the side, you can see it. Uh, the most impactful one, the maximum time will transferred will be 90 seconds instead of 30. Currently, you start turn 1 with 1 minute. Turn 2, if you say more than 30 seconds, you get like another minute to play. And it reaches 30 seconds, it's hard. Now it will be like 2 minutes. It's double. Turn 1 will be double the time. And then turn 2, you can take 90 seconds. Sorry. Turn 2 will take like 90 seconds. So So you save like up to 90 seconds, which means like second turn you can have like 90. So you can like first 3 turns, 4 turns, you can prepare like really well, do whatever your turn think, or then you have the boss on its own, you kill it. Um, so basically some bug fixes. Uh, Damage inflicted by cross is inflicted by the wearer of the stat in all cases. So this was like a fix for Osa. Osa flaming will be like good. Um, okay. So we have changes to classes. I don't really play most of these classes, so not something I should mention. They have changed the dungeons. So some monsters actually like have their HP, MP like changed. The way they look changed. I'll leave it like this. Um, More interesting, I want to talk about the items. We'll have like the new sublimations, which is which are like mostly really good. In the beginning, I said that this would be like something like to London read, but I don't think it would fit to mention all. But you can see them all here. I would mention a few that I noticed that would be like really strong for certain classes. Calibrage too. Basically, whenever you hit an enemy in melee, you get 10% range damage inflicted. Perfect for rogue. Modularity, you gain like 50 elemental resistance in one element when you get hit. It's basically like the spell of Feka that gives you kind of like armor, like gives you resistance with the element you hit. Singular armor, something like that. You give like more armor for one time. Zobal mask. What else? We have some lunatic too. It's a weird one. Whenever you do damage, next turn you do heal, more heal. Whenever you do heal, you get more damage. It's like it's an interesting way to play. We have petulance in impressment. Whenever you move with a spell, you gain AP or MP. Depends which one you use. This one for Panda or maybe Hyper Mage. I like Panda better because for MP, because once like you jump, you know, like the spell that jumps to cells, you get one MP back. So you jump once and you get like more MP. You run away, you run around. So it's really like OP for that. Um, some other epic sublimations here, just two. Pillar 2, which is like more armor given if you have 50% block, or more block if you have crit. This Pillar 2, maybe for Feka it's good. We have more sublimations, new ones. It will be like across all dungeons. Some of them are really good, like continued block, I think escape or maybe. You gain like 3% block per level, which is like up to 18. It's basically influence for supports. We have some critical shield, rear shield resistances. Not bad, not bad. You gain some armor given if you don't have armor. It's alright. This one, these not I'm not interested in them not much because you have like to do spell like 5 times at least. And then there is the one that I found to be a lot OP. Whenever it's not this one, not violence. There is one at least for rock by the way. Counter distance counter attack. Basically, you do damage when they get hit from far. Perfect for Oginek. There is one. This one. San Sanguinolence. Uh, Basically, more damage received by the carrier whenever you do a penalty. The penalties, we do have them thanks to Emma. Join my Discord. We have some really smart people here. It does work with minus block, crit, damage, a dodge, lock, resistance, and armor. Doesn't work with MP, AP, remover, range, damage. With incurable, crumbly, it's armor received. other stats don't really work. So this is what it works for so far. It could be changed, but sounds really strong for like unit of support, OSA support. It will basically increase the damage as a whole. So that's the thing. The word Ujinek, yes, Ujinek will be happy. Let me see which ones are important to mention. Not really. Interface. Um, okay. I'm trying to find the good one. Okay. Account preference are loaded as soon as the communication with the launcher has been established. Now it will be good, it will be loaded. So we will have like a lot more like community and things like that stay on. Having bags shared. So this is not really the part. There is another part I want like to mention. Not here. It was on the Ankama live, but I will just talk about it briefly. We will having not having HDV market. We'll have market rework. Market rework will have like an interesting new feature, which is buy-in offer, something like that. The buy-in offer, you basically instead of going to the market looking for item and spending kamas to buy it, you go to that part of Khadasha, the offer, you put kamas, you should choose the item you want. If it's some gear, you can even choose the colors if you want to. If not, to just use it. Put like an offer. Let's say like you're looking for some gear that no one farms or wants to do. You can put the offer for it, and if someone sees it, they can just take the kamas in exchange for the item. They can give you the item, not to give it to you. It will be sent to the market. It will be in the market. So whenever you logged in, it will be said like the offer you made is completed. So you let's say like you want a lot of bread, you don't find it in the market. You put that, someone will see it, farm it. And on the other hand, yourself as a player, I mean, as someone that has a lot to sell, let's say like you have some gear, you don't know like what to farm, and don't know what people want. You can just open it and scroll through it, and you will see like what each person actually wants. Let's say like you have a lot of gear, maybe you saved from certain bracket. You don't know like if it doesn't sell, so you just save them for weeks. Now you can see like this person wants this epaulets in certain colors. You can go sacrifice, maybe try to get the colors and sell it for them. You see, it's instant money. You just like take the commas and put the item. It's instantly. It will be really cool with this change. Uh, so basically, we're now just talking about thoughts. The people fear. I know what people think because I'm also a person. uh, I know like I mean I mean like I also know like the worries, the feel like you spend like so much time in doing preparing for certain something, and then suddenly you lose access to something. But remember, like this, you don't lose access to almost anything. You lose access to a few things, but it's really deserved. I mean, it's not really deserved. It's a small sacrifice for the good of the game. Like for now, I'm just thinking like for the game as a whole. Don't think like for me as a player, because for me there are something I don't like, and there are something I like. Someone else or you, the person that watching me, there are some things that you like, something you don't like. So let's just think of the game from a neutral perspective. For this, I will have to open the game actually, so we can go through it. So we can go through the levers, and I will show you what will happen in general. Let's talk from now and for the future. There's like a lot of chests to open, so we'll be opening that soon. A lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. Ooh, 11,000, 12,000 shards. OP. But dungeons. Now, 230 are all good to farm because it's the end game. 201, so 215 bracket. No one farms it. The people that do it just the dailies or or do the or do let's say like just to rank for the end of month rewards. There is no interest in doing them. Now with the Steles, hello Noah. So now with the Steles, you can you can have a reason to make 200 or 215 builds because this dungeon used to drop gear and maybe some epic. Now we'll have sublimations on top, maybe some new equipment. Who knows? So, also mats for crafting the relics. It's there. Now it's useful. This dungeon also useful. This one too. This one too. It will be worth making a dungeon for it. I mean, a level for it. 200. It's already like good with the Steles because it's really strong and you have like a lot of dungeons to do. But if you didn't do them before, what will happen to 200? It will be like a lot of people will be cut from this. Usually people do it with 230 bits, but now we all have like a Steelies here. So maybe you would say like that one would be like cutting people from the Steelies here. So that's something. 185, 171, 185 bracket. These will be also cutting people from non-modulated, most of them, but we'll get in some Steelies maybe. Actually, all of them has Steelies, I believe. Except Jerbin. Jerbin just had the intervention stealing. 170. 170 is when things are like different. We only have like two stelies. And the rest, the sublimations at least. And the rest aren't like really. They are interesting to do, but you have just the gear and that's it. It's worth to just do it end game build. But now it will be useful. If you have like 170 bits, you can farm this, farm this, farm this, farm this. 4 dungeons become actually more valuable. 155. 155, we have only one dungeon with Steelies. Where Spring of Evil. No one really farmed it because it's a lot harder to do. But now suddenly, this dungeon, this dungeon, this dungeon, this dungeon, this dungeon, this dungeon, and this dungeon. Look, I counted like 6, 7 dungeons. They will stay like they are. The Wispy is like what we have now will stay like. You can still like go there, farm maybe this dungeon, non-modulated. You get the gear, you get the boss mats, the mobs drops, the epic relic, you have access to them as Stasis 3, still done. The Steelies will become harder, a harder like option of the dungeon. You will get new rewards, like new sublimations, new Steelies. I mean, new equipments to drop. So we technically you don't lose much, at least in this bracket. You don't lose anything. You actually have more opportunity to gain more. 140. 140 there is no thing with sublimation at all. Like Flaxseed, and this one with Staleys because it's 3-man dungeon. This one, Trishneed, Great, Leonard, Queen. All of these dungeons have like no Steelies. Usually, like I tried them modulated myself. I talking from my own experience. It's a lot of hardship for small reward because the time it takes me to complete one dungeon, someone with just level 170, 185, 200 builds can just do it like tens of times easy, no problem. Skipping the whole mechanic, you can just skip most of the things. Like this one, just go there, boom, 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 and they did. But non-modulated, the modulated will become like you have to learn the mechanic. So the sublimations, let's say like this one had some really nice sublimation, maybe some more rewards, more extra prospect and everything like that. It will be worth actually starting doing it. So for now, like if you don't want to farm it, it's fine. If you want to farm it, you can go like now. It's what we have now will move. It won't like be they will cut like half of the rewards only getting from Steles, but no, we will have like extra rewards if you go the extra step. 125, I'm not sure, so I won't really mention these. But in case it did, it will be like the same. It will be OP. It will be like something really useful to do. Um, so the advice that I have, what I have in my mind, what you should do if you are like an end game player. Let's start with the end game player because a lot of players are like 200, 230. Let's say like you have some really decent build. The first step, see which bracket are you interested in. Usually it's nice to choose like end game thing. It's nice because you have access to like more harder things usually and more valuable drops, which would be like a little bit different now. But at the same time, remember the investments it take to do that. So let's say like you have 200 bits. Maybe let's say like you have 230 bits. You never did any modulated before. You only do 230. I would say like choose the next bracket you want to optimize. Which one you would optimize? Like personally, I would choose 200. It's the it's a bracket I really enjoy. There is a lot of interesting things, like a lot of sublimations, interventions, stealies. It would be really worth it. But maybe it would become like a bit harder. So you have access to these. We already know they are like really good sublimations. Almost everyone wants, so it's there. So you can choose. Maybe you don't want this. You want to do 170. You can start optimizing to one bracket. Like don't split yourself for a lot of brackets. You can technically do that. I will talk how to do that if you want. But I will think of like the best way to handle this. Focus on one bracket. Choose one. Maybe you are working on 230. They are not done. You still like working on them. Try to make them better. Try to let's say try to complete them in a way where you can do like all the dungeons of the bracket at least successfully comfortably. So I would personally just continue to farm them, sell the gear that I don't need, sell the sublimations to other people, and then use the money or even use the builds I have because like you are in the game, you can just use your own builds to farm the other dungeons non-modulated. Because that's the only option you have. Non-modulated, you farm them, you get a gear. Once you put like a build of gear together, you don't even need sublimations, or maybe just buy sublimations just for the damage dealers. Supports it doesn't really matter. Um, Supports it can still like really work. Just the base build, it can work really fine. So you just choose that. You finish like the gear, then you start like doing modulated like on the start of the month. Oh hello Noah. Like at the start of the month and beginning of the month, mid of the month. Let's say like you're almost done with you're almost done with your builds. At least the gear itself, like 3 out of 4 nice gear, nice colors, with all of the like shardings. You already can do like stasis 3. You can do stasis 3 modulated. You start like doing stealies. You do 2 stealies, 1 stealie. Don't push it like too far. Just do 1 stealie. If you already like know what dungeons do, it's better. If you don't, then you will have to actually learn how to do it. It will take a while to learn. Resistance snipe. Then steel is 10. I'm not sure now if it will be like actually reality if it was just a joke about 10 steadies. But it can happen maybe. We will figure out. People can do a lot of things when we put our mind into it. But yeah, start like one steely, discover, get sublimations at least for yourself. Then you can start like actually farming sublimations to sell for other. Like once you finish a build, you can start like farming and selling. Once you finish this one, let's say you wanna go to a lower dungeon, just go here. If you have like a lot of cameras of your end game gear, just take them, buy the gear. But if you don't have the cameras, you'll have to farm yourself, get the gear. Maybe without sublimations or with the sublimations you could farm before. You see, like that's the next step. You already like you have a bracket full of gear. Just go there, do them, and you can farm. You can farm. So you'll have like a bit complete builds. So you can farm, get the sublimations. It would be nice then to actually look for a bracket that you actually enjoy, and at the same time that have sublimations that you like, or maybe think they are like the most rewarding to do. So you do that, you will get like access to all of these. Um, and the way to actually like get into a bracket is something that not many talk about. The best thing are actually the boss hunts, the weekly boss hunt and the daily boss hunt. Let's just go for this multi boss hunt. Where is the multi boss hunt? Gives you like 80 tokens every week plus 20 every day. In each run gives you like 40. Each run gives you like 4. So you get like 4 multiplied by 7. Let me just 24 multiplied by 7. So 168 per character. Let's say you just have one character. 168 per character. Plus 80 from the weekly, you have 284. By doing a dungeon, like let's say like daily, you can do it like non-modulated, so you can just go destroy the dungeon easy peasy. 10 minutes, you get all of these. This is in low levels. It's almost like a quarter of a relic. This is just for one person. You have like 6. This is like a relic per week, every week. So it is how you do it. I will show you like what I used to do like stasis 5 with. I did this. Look what I used. Um, in terms of sublimations wise, don't look at the color itself. Color itself, I'm not showing up for anything, but I want like to show you actually. I go to the gear. Like the colors, they are like really good. This I did like stasis 5 with this. Even the Magmog stasis 5. Like nice colors, and nice colors. Nice colors you see like reds, blues, red, greens, reds. This one Lunatic 3, this one is just new. The old one I used I think it had just tenacity or something like that. In terms of sublimations wise, Wakfu influence 1, solidity, tenacity, length, escape, length, Wakfu, length. No, this is my Zealor. No raw power, no IP return. What else? No influence. I think I used some influence too. No, I didn't even use influence. No influence, no vital AP, vital influence. Did this on Stasis 5, modulated. So you can imagine like if you just farm non-modulated, let's say non-modulated, you want to farm for a bracket, you can go and get some of gear actually are modulated, but this is like the normal difficulty, which is the current one. If you want to get this one, it's from ultimate boss. But you can get some really nice gear. Actually, yeah, like this one too. You can get it from non-modulated. Start a gear non-modulated. You get nice colors, and then the next step from your optimization, which is would be like sublimations. Then you can farm what you can or buy whatever you want. But once you have like the gear, you can put like one sublimation every time, and that's it. The base build it's good. Or you can do like the opposite, go mythical. You can also like show you support, so we can actually see the difference. Where is the support? Yeah, look at the support. Escape 1, Tenacity 2, Mythical no legendary. Wakfu Influence 1, Solidity, this one in legendary. Escape 1, Rictus Emblem, Tenacity, I don't know I have that one. Look, this one, Blues. This one I did the Stasis 5 with it. So you can do it. Easy peasy. Even 140. Look, 140. Just Mythicals. 140, I farmed these myself. It, I saw this personally. You can actually do this modulated. Imagine it. Now you can actually go and get all of this gear, or at least most of this gear, not modulated. Get the gear. Once you get the gear, you put them on, and then you start like filling the sublimations with what you can farm or what you can afford, like the kamas you can afford. If you can afford the kamas, it's good. You can just buy them, put them on. If not, then you can farm it. Epics, it depends if you drop it. If you don't drop it, then it is what it is. If you don't drop it, relics, you can get relics from tokens. You just buy tokens. Like all of my relics here from tokens. I didn't buy, I think, any from the market. Also, like for these, you can get them from market. 140, look, 140. I got this like from just relics. These I farmed them all modulated, so you can actually farm them non-modulated over time. You get the colors you need. Oh, you're welcome to you. Have a good night, you too. I hope this is useful. So this is how you start. Like, you just get the gear first with nice colors. You can farm them non-modulated with end-game dungeon builds. Um, Once you get those, you can start putting the sublimations where you can. Mainly on the 2 damage dealers. Supports, just mythicals and you find. Supports mythicals and you can just do it whatever. So it will be like more horizontal. Like you just start with getting the tokens. Once you get the tokens, you will have access to the, let's say, to the relics for free. Epics, you might drop, you might not drop, you just buy them. But relics, it's free, guaranteed. You can get like one per week. So over time, you get like one for each your characters. And after the tokens, you can farm the gear. If you want, you can make like a low cost build, which is like just for just mythicals with nice colors, 3 out of 4 nice colors, and no sublimations at all. So you can farm the gear of the dungeon. Maybe let's say like 141 becomes like interesting. Just go farm them. Non-modulated, get some gear, or buy from the market mythicals. They are cheap. You buy them, you get some nice colors. You can go do Stasis 3. Once you learn the mechanic, you know how to do it. Regarding the gear, if you want like to buy the gear, oh no, I went. If you want to get the gear, here is how I do it personally. Here is how to get the low cost gear. Let's say like you don't know how to get low cost gear. So in the top, it will probably be different, but it will be like similarly. You just have to sort by equipment, armor. Let's say epaulets. I want to get for 170. I don't know like what to buy for my damage dealers. Maybe my supports. So 170, 156. So it's 4 levels. You start from here. You go with mythicals. Like you just go through them. Like this one. Look, 22,000. Decent amount of masteries. Stalagates. This one for support is the best. It costs like 30, 30, 35. Let's say like you have a melee character, you just buy this one. See? 140 masteries. Just go like that, you buy them all, and then you see like legendaries. You can buy legendaries if you want, but mythicals, you start with mythicals, you get some nice colors like from here. Let's say like for my melee character, I want the Mask Trictos. Just click on Mask Trictos. You see like a few copies. You see like if you go buy them, like we have, you just buy them, get the colors you want, like green, 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 red, or blue, or whatever. Just focus on three colors out of four, and you're good. Let's say like for I want. This is how you gotta go piece by piece. So build. Similarly, say we are building a melee character. I will take this one because it has like 100 and it's like really cheap. Don't go for the healing. So we're going like that. Just mythicals. Mythicals are good. Yeah, look, 100. This one 100 with 1%, with 4% crit. So just go like that. You see? This one has like one Makfu point. Look, even what we can see. We can see that this one full green. For green for this, like this one is perfect for like support, full fire resistance. Maybe this one you see a one full point, more melee masteries. This one is good. Check how many they are. Only two. Unfortunately, only two, so we'll have to just buy them. This is how we do it in market wise. But dungeon wise, let's say like I want to do 141. Modulated is different than non-modulated. How do you find the information actually? How to do this dungeon? I don't know what to do. How to do the dungeon? You go to this link, walk bestiary, install Google Translate extension, and just switch to English. Just go to the level you want. There is like all the brackets. Almost all the dungeons are here. Some are missing, but for those that are missing, I will show you what to do. So Sramville, we check in the monsters, the three, what they do. We know the dog on Stasis 3, he will have like low earth resistance, 8.5k HP. He has, I don't know why it chose. It shows like how much. This is how much resistance I have. Let's say like I have just 50 resistances. Yeah, this is how much damage he can do. Minus 500 damage on 50% resistances. This one if crits, and we see like he has air damage. You see, some. This is what he can drop. This is the dog air damage. This one, like in this hits work with earth. We're doing the same. Let me just put like 50% resistances. So he does some earth. You see, like he has like double earth, and this is what how he plays. This one also hits with water, but you see like on 50 on 50% resistances, he does a lot of water in an area. So this one really needs to be tanky in water. And now this is the monster fire. This is your fire resistance. I just did 50-50. So you see fire damage. This one hits. Oh, so this is like hard. This guy hits hard in fire. So I know I need to focus this guy and this guy. These don't really do much, but this guy hits a lot in fire and and water. Now the boss. I don't know what the boss do, but we check. He has 35k HP. There are some shadow orbs all around the dungeons. Um, Everyone like loses HP, but the shadow orb gives you armor. Elemental mastery is on monsters. Boss gives him elemental mastery, and technically will heal like 10% max HP because it's fixed in the new update. Phase 1 he has like more damage. If he receives damage from 5 cells, he attracts. And all of that. Just like read, here is like the area. Here is the damage he does. Like put 50. He does earth, air, and some water. You see? This one in melee. This one in melee. This one in area around him. And this is like phase 2. Phase 2 at 50% HP. And this and this and this and that. You have to read and check. You see how much damage he does. Like if you stand like here, he will like he annihilates you. And he does this and this. And you see the drops. I believe Neze after the update he will add like the Steles also, so you can check this website. This is like what I check personally whenever like I'm discovering a dungeon. So this is how I like to think. So you know what's kind of what monsters will hit you hard, which monsters want to hit you hard, what each one will do, and maybe sometimes they'll have some mechanic that you can handle. Maybe let's say a 140. This one it's hard like to just go there and do it just by reading the state. It's hard, but this one explained like everything what they do or how to do it, how to handle it. With the Steles, we will actually know. Like once the Steles come out, you if you learn how to do the whole thing, it's good because then you will know what to do next. You know like how to handle this, what to do, how to position. You start like making a plan before you even go into a dungeon. So that's the whole part. So this is like a tool. Um, if not, we got to Method Fu on the French side. We can check like PVM dungeons, list of dungeons, all almost all. So some are missing too here, but usually like what's missing the other part, it's here. So there is like always a good idea to go here and there, so you find all the information you want. And I wanted to read a part on stream. Let me check. Let me check. It's in French, so let me see. This part I believe like it's important to read. Where is the part? So here is the part. Concerning the difficulty, GR, a dev, a really good player back then. He used to play Moon, I believe. Like really destroy Moon when it was like OP. Concerning difficulty, he doesn't really know how to answer us, but he mentioned like it's been forgotten that currently, as players, um, we are like used to doing like dungeons while being like high level. But historically, stelios were difficult. Enter between parentheses, really difficult. It's not a content that's for casual people. Like it's not someone of everyone should be able to just go and do three stelios and that's it. But no, and it's made modulated only because actually like a lot of us asked for it. But other than that, as explained in the dev blog, the aspect of them is to generate like an extra challenge in the context of modulation. It's usually like it's hard to uh, complicated like to explain, but let me just go through this. But usually, currently like the staleys, they just like give like a minus MP, minus MP. You lose range, you stab, and things like that. But their goal is to make like the steelies actually increase the difficulty. So like if you know the mechanic, it's if you already like know the mechanic and can do the dungeon like without dying, it's not necessary for you to be able to do the full steelies just like that. But it should be like a high level of difficulty. Like it's like the mechanic becomes like you can die if you don't play the mechanic really well. Like drillers for now, they can just like rush at you, push you, and nothing happens. But with the staleys, if you get pushed by them, you die, and you have to stay aligned with them. So before you just like escape, now you just have to plan where to stand, how to stand, if the state if it's applied on you or not. Also, they mean like the staleys are a challenge. They are not made to be done easily in high stages, which is now currently the case. You go do a dungeon S3, full staleys, easy peasy. You just go destroy it, no problem. But they want it to be actually difficult. Like the three difficulties on their own should be like a bit higher, but together they should make really crazy parts. So that's like the thing. They want us to. That should be something that's only done by elite players, you know, or for people that actually dedicate the time to learn the dungeon really well, master the dungeon to get rewarded. Maybe now we say like the steles are the super missions are not all what we want, but you can come up with a limited number of steles. You can just, I don't know, you can't just like keep coming up with new sublimations that are all OP. There must be like something that change. Maybe it will be some sublimations will be useful over time. We are not we are still discovering, but so far what I saw, some are really like OP. So we going for the rewards. What they want to do? Okay. Basically the rewards are like still work in progress. The distribution of the rewards over the dungeons is not really done. They are still like now we just have placeholders. They will be maybe bringing like things like, let's say, some gear that were only like obtainable in S31, S41 like before, and 250 to be added back to the Steles. You see, they're kind of like bringing things from the past, but in a way that's coherent. Uh, they don't want to have sublimations more stronger than the usual because the studies are difficult. That's not the goal. The goal, like the rewards, are exclusive and are for like not facultative. They are for like for optional optimization. So so basically, the point of doing the series is not like to become OP, but no, this is just like to go the extra step of optimization. Like currently, you can do every dungeon stasis 3 with no sublimation at all. It works with the gear itself fully like sharded. It works, but now they want to actually change it. We have the accessibility system of the system. They saw that uh, he saw. I'm just quoting like I'm not like translating exactly. I'm trying to do my best to explain the way I understood it and the way I found the words that fit. But basically, he saw that all our feedback, all the feedback that, not all the feedback regarding the new system that makes the usual player life a lot harder. And he says, I said, like, honestly, the system does not concern and doesn't change nothing for them. If they like to play like the market and interact with the elite players, okay. So that part was hard like to explain, but in general, no one is obligated to do steles. The steles are there if you want like to fully optimize. Like if you want to do something like a specific, crazy optimized, put the steles. Learn to do the elite, become like a elite player to do it. Like that's the way I understood it. But the casual, if I add like a casual player, it's not really meant for casual players. Steles are not meant for casual players. Steles are meant for like try harders, like people that want to try hard. It's the good thing. Let's say like you want to try some really cool build, then you have to actually get the thing. But if you don't want to farm it, it's not obligated. Just buy it from the market from someone, or don't use it. It's not needed to use. As I showed earlier in the builds, I have done like Stasis 5, even Magamog. I think I was like the second or maybe the third team that actually did the Stasis 5 in the whole Ruby permanent for now, at least the new moment. Let me show you. Let me show you. So you can actually see. I am not trying to show off, but it came like the good example that I could think of. Like permanent. You see, like we have Vidal's team. We have this player. I don't know who is he or she. I don't know who. And then Vidar also second team, and then me, and that's it. No one else did like Stasis 5, and I did it with like builds that are not fully optimized. Look at look at the support. My supports are not that good. Even just like this, like just nice colors, some escape one, solidity, escape one, which just the escape one gives you, by the way, just 50% block in first turn, and that's it. It doesn't, you don't really need a lot of things. So optimization is not something that you should really worry about. Even if you can't really do it, or you don't want to like bother with the high stealies, it's fine. You don't need to. Like you can do whatever you want with just build like a nice gear, nice colors, nice shards, good resistances for damage dealers, nice damage, some sublimations that are like really cool. If not, you can just buy them from market. Even like now, like for Zealor, everyone uses raw power for Zealor, but not everyone farms it. Like me personally, all the ones I used are just from other players. That's how it was before. Like you see, like how low players want to make like builds they can just buy from end game players. It will be the opposite now. End game players will have to buy things from mid-level player. If someone actually like is fully invested in 140, they have like very OP builds. They are optimizing very well. They learned how to do the staleys, the hardest difficulty. They get some interesting sublimation. They sell it for someone 200 maybe. They don't want to go there. They sell it for them. It works. This issue will be solved with the market. So the market, you can put like the offer. You want this sublimation, you put like a price, you wait for it. Someone will see this player or this amount of players want to buy this, you go farm it. Like if I have like 170 builds and they know like people want theory of matter too, like no one is actively putting it. uh, I will go maybe do a farm, a quick farm with staleys and all of that, get it, sell it. Hello Kile, hello. You just go sell it, and yeah, that's it. And the test, regarding the test, the staleys can be like only still. Yeah, there is. It will only like take one scalp to activate. We can actually like now test this in beta, and yeah, we can test it in the beta. You can see like one thirsty scalp, and it opens. So yeah, so that's the whole thing. I think. I hope I didn't miss anything. Ah, no, not S5. You can do whatever you want. Like just test the thing, the the difficulty. But basically, this is like the whole thoughts. I would just add like some more thoughts. This was not like as OP as I thought it would be, but it's still OP. It will bring value to many brackets. Basically, now if you're Nubilex at least, even in Pandora, they struggle a bit. You know, Gris too. If you if you modulate for a certain bracket, once you finish the builds, you do all in Stasis 5. There is nothing more. That's it. You finished all, and that's it. You just maybe come back like each month, just do high stasis, get to end of month rewards, and that's it. Now it actually brings life to the whole bracket. So now I know, like, if I finish like a build, let's say I just make without daily, without sublimations or nothing like that. I know if I do like Stasis 5, I can go back to the same dungeon, do Stasis 3, and do Stales, learn Stales. So they gave life to a lot of the content. So that's the whole point, I guess.